days. I don't know what I've done, but this was supposed to be like scheduled. Anybody that's watching the scheduled podcast thing is just watching a blank screen at the minute. I don't know what's going on. I assumed when I clicked go live, it was going to go live, but it didn't. It started a new stream for some reason, so we're going to have to wait for people to jump over here and hope that they don't just sit watching the blank screen for the next 2 hours. But look at the state of me. Jesus Christ. So, oh my days. I am not stripping, Paula, for charity or nobody. You missed last week. How did it go? It was better than this week. Trust me. Better than this week. Jesus Christ. I look like I've just rolled out of bed. I apologise. I was wearing a jumper, but I'm sitting here literally sweating. It ain't good. It ain't good. I'm glad you like the idea. So, you don't realise how close I was to just not doing this today. I was like, that close. Can you see how close that is? That freaking close to not doing this live stream, because for the last, 2 hours, I have been feeling like shite. But then I was just sitting here, so I'm going to ease into this, and it's going to get better, I promise. Like, people will call. In fact, I haven't even got Skype open, so if anybody's trying to call right now, you ain't getting through. But we might get a bit of lag for a second. So I was sitting there, thinking to myself, like I'd already decided what the topic was going to be today. Let's talk about panic attacks. Because I've had a couple this week. And I thought to myself while I was just sitting here, like contemplating not even going live, like what's everybody going to say? And then I thought to myself, well, like why am I not going to go live in case I have a freaking panic attack? Well, guess what? We're talking about panic attacks. So, if I have a panic attack live on the stream, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Drew. It's good to have you here, mate. So, yeah. I've had a couple of panic attacks this week, which has been interesting. Not fun. In fact, I had one on Saturday, and because I've been home alone quite a bit, and I will take calls in a sec, like the number's on the screen, you can see it. You can call now if you want, but I was just going to tell you this. Like, I had a panic attack because I've been on my own a lot at home. Like, my son's at his mum's and my daughter's, because it's the school holidays, so she's knocking about with friends, going to Halloween parties and stuff. And I dropped my daughter off at her friend's on Saturday night, I think it was. Yeah, I'm sure it was Saturday night. And then I got home, and I was just standing in the middle of the lounge here, having a full-blown panic attack. And once again, I was that close. Can you see that? I was that close to calling my dad and going to fetch my dad, because I've got my dad's car, or I did have, because my car's knackered as well. So it's just been like, everything seems to have come at once, man. It's been like, my car's knackered, like I'm living in this house, I'm on my own a lot, I've got work to do, I've got a call coming in, which means I can't hear myself talking, and I will answer it in a sec. But yeah, it's been rough. It's been proper rough. Shall I answer this first call? Yeah, fuck it. Let's answer the call. Hello.
Hello, it's Barbara from Sheffield.
Oh, if this is Barbara from Sheffield. Oh, wow, you actually went for it. How are you?
Yeah, you're going to really have to explain why I said that.
I'll explain later. Or people can just ask questions. They can just be left wondering. This isn't Barbara from Sheffield. This is Gemma from the Midlands.
Oh my God, don't reveal it. Don't reveal my location.
Are you alright?
I'm actually not right now. My heart is going 1,000,000 times an hour now.
Well,
but I promised.
Yes, you did.
And I'm doing it.
I was just gonna say to like everybody that's viewing, me and Gemma have been chatting this afternoon, and Gemma was as freaked out as I was at the prospect
more
of doing
freaked
this.
out, you mean?
Yeah, you may well have been more. But yeah.
Yeah, my heart is literally going crazy.
Are you still
For the past
freaking
2
out?
hours. Yeah,
You've
past
been
2
messaging
hours
me.
I've had.
45 minutes to go. Half an hour to go. I'm like, please. I'm
I
trying to
don't
do
know how
some
you've actually
yoga
revealed
here.
your face. It's a
You
good job
are.
you can't see me. It's a good job you can't see me because I'm rocking.
I can put a photo of you on screen if you want. For all the...
No, you're absolutely fine. But did I just disturb your story? Because I missed
Nah,
a
you're
bit of it
fine.
because I turned my sound
You're
down.
fine. You're alright. It was boring anyway. I've probably told it. So yeah, I'll carry on with it in a bit because I think you're the only caller today. We're going 2
Oh,
hours.
don't say that. I'm
We're
not
going,
taking up your 2 hour slot. Forget that.
we're going 2 hours with Gemma.
I'll be in an ambulance by 20 minutes time,
That's
so...
alright. You got data. You got mobile Wi-Fi. You'll be fine.
I've got a limited call, sadly.
There you go then. So yeah, we're talking about panic attacks.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a panic
currently,
attack?
currently having one now.
I
No.
thought you might be.
Yeah. For many years. I'd say probably the first one I ever had was when I was 16.
Go on, talk us through it. Can you remember it like it was yesterday?
Very vividly, yes.
Yeah, it's
I
mad.
probably tell people numerous times a week, so yeah. My family gets sick of hearing it.
Well,
Basically,
we want to hear it. Let's do this.
I rode a bike up a hill, as you do. Quite a steep hill. Got very, very much exerted. Couldn't breathe. Went yellow, visiony kind of thing. Really dizzy. Got to the top of this hill, and everything just started going even more yellow. Carried on walking as you do. Walked away from the person I was with at the time because, you know, when something happens, you know, you isolate yourself, which is a stupid thing to do. Walked off up to about, I don't know, a few metres up, and everything just went completely black. My heart was going nuts. I couldn't breathe. Didn't know what to do. Just started freaking out. Sat on the floor because it was the only thing I knew to do. And my vision slowly came back. That was it, really. Didn't know what had happened to me. I didn't even know what anxiety was. I mean, at the time, nobody really knew much about anxiety. It wasn't as publicised as it is now. So I sort of just went back to my family. They understood, but obviously it was just like, you know, the neighbours were offering paper bags and all that, you know. It wasn't the same advice. Yeah, and then for about 6 months I was in this, like, sensitised state where I was, like, shaking. Just terrible for weeks. No one knew what had happened to me. Went to the doctors. They didn't really say what it was for about another 3 or 4 weeks before they actually told me what it was. Gave me a little leaflet on the NHS, you know, the lovely little leaflets. They probably still do them.
Yes.
And then I didn't know what was happening to me, and that went on for quite some time. So I think, to be honest, that year after the first panic attack was probably what set me up for the years to come, because I didn't have a clue what happened to me. I'd go down every path on Google, as you do, looking for what possibly could be wrong, possibly could be wrong with me. Ended up bumping into a few things that wasn't wrong with me, as you do. Yeah, and here I am now. I've had anxiety on and off over those years. Sometimes I've been great, sometimes I've been a lot worse. On and off with agoraphobia, staying in, not being able to leave the house. And then recently I had a health condition that triggered another bout of anxiety, and a few different things happened all around the same time. Had a really big panic attack at the local Asda, which was probably...
What is it with Asda?
I really don't know. It must be some marketing ploy to get us to keep going back there with exposures after.
It's that light.
But,
yeah, that's what it is, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Actually, the lights do make me feel really, like, weird and strange. I think everyone gets that, though. There's something in that.
Yeah.
But, no, I basically just went there the one day, just freaked out of the blue. Didn't even know why. It just hit me. Literally just, like, sat on the floor outside of Asda, freaking out. People looking at me like, what is she, some crazy woman? Went home, rang my mom, told her about it, as you do. And yeah, from that moment on, I didn't leave the house for months, practically.
Oh, really? That was it? That was the trigger?
Yeah, pretty much, because I feel like, I'm not sure how many people are aware of all the different symptoms of panic attacks, but there's one particular symptom, smoky vision, basically, which was my trigger. And because my original panic attack I'd had was losing my vision,
Right.
So I was absolutely terrified at the thought of this happening again.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, is like the recurrent cycle with a panic attack. You fear the same thing happening to you again. Same situation, same places, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I was just terrified of this fog. So then I just didn't leave the house for fear of it happening. Started getting other symptoms on top. Started ringing ambulances. Really freaking out about everything, basically.
Yeah. It's a vicious cycle, man.
Yeah, I found you guys and a few other things. Read some anxiety books, as you do.
Which books? Which books you been reading?
I don't know what I was going to reveal, but okay. I was reading the Dare book by, is it Barry McDonough?
Yes.
Yeah, which actually is pretty good.
Yeah, I've got the audiobook version. I listen to it now and again.
I did say recently, didn't I, that it's sort of, it's really good. It's the same sort of principles that we sort of hear now, like quite like acceptance.
Yeah.
Really, it is really good. It's sort of all focused around, I don't know. So what if I'm having a panic attack?
Yeah.
Come get me.
So what? So what?
Like,
or whatever. That was my
yeah,
Irish.
in that accent. Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm not quite sure. You should have tried the Sheffield accent.
I can't.
No, but
go on.
It's all about this, like, you know, create anxiety as this little character in your head, like this like fuzzy mess, and
yeah.
Tell it to come in and invite it for tea, whatever it says. But it was too like up in the clouds for me. Like I didn't feel like it was going to work, because I was just like sitting there going, oh no, I can't imagine this little character coming to get me. Like I need to just get real with it. So when I found yours and Drew's podcast about just accepting it and just sitting there and letting the feeling pass, once I did that for the first time, the difference was like, wow, okay, so you can have these feelings and not react to them.
Yeah.
And the more it happened, and the more times I had a panic attack, because I mean it was happening 5 times a day at least. I was having and I was ringing an ambulance at one point. It's embarrassing, but I was ringing them 3 or 4 times in a day because I was convinced I was dying.
Yeah.
I was absolutely convinced I was going to die, and each time I didn't believe that I wasn't going to die. So yeah, basically I got myself to a point where I was having less panic attacks in the house. Reduced them by doing that method, basically. And then started going out. Got a very good friend who decided to take me out and in the car, and basically, we sat outside in the car, and I freaked out, and then went back in and did it again, and went to the end of the street, freaked out, went back in, went to the nearby McDonald's, freaked out, went back in, that sort of thing, and just built myself up over time.
That's the way to do it.
Started doing the same with my partner, going to the local Asda, back where I was before. I think I said it on before, didn't I, about I sat in the exact same spot that I had my panic attack.
Yeah.
And it all sounds silly, like, in your head, or if you to tell someone about it, but actually, when you're in that situation, it's like learnt memory in your head, isn't it? It's something you have to, like, change your mindset towards things. You create an association with places and feelings, don't you?
Big time. And it was always Asda for me. Like when I was going to say when I was younger. I suppose it was when I was freaking younger. It was like 10 years ago. But that's where.
Was that the one you did a video in the
It was a long time ago. Yeah, my daughter was after a costume for a fancy dress thing at school.
No way.
The picture's really grainy. I was going to buy myself a John Cena outfit, but
Jesus.
Fit, man. I don't need it, innit? Jesus Christ, what is this podcast turning into? So yeah, where are you now with anxiety and that? What's the panic attacks? Like, do you get them as bad as you used to, or is it chill?
Well, I was going to say I've not had a panic attack in quite a few months.
We were talking about this earlier, weren't we? Sorry for interrupting, but we were talking about this. I said last week on the podcast, I haven't had a panic attack since I've been on my own. And you said in a message earlier, you haven't had a panic attack for ages. And what happened?
Then it happened last night.
There you go.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't really remember it properly. That's how much I care about it anymore. Yeah. That's the thing, the point I've got to. But basically, I suffer with chronic migraines, and they're not the typical bang, you've got a headache migraine. I get it's not to bore you with it, but I get numbness and weakness on one side. It basically mimics a stroke.
Right.
Well, I know that I'm not having a stroke, and it's happened hundreds of times.
Mm-hmm.
But no matter what, when that feeling comes over, and anxiety is a part of the prodrome before the migraine as well.
Right.
So I instantly think, oh my God, what's happening to me? Like, everything goes fuzzy, like I just feel insane. So basically last night, for some reason, I think it's because I've been focused on anxiety, because in the group I'd been helping people with anxiety, and I sometimes think that if you focus around anxiety, you can then bring it on, almost. But I try to like keep it at a minimum now. Now I'm feeling a bit better. But
right.
I had this like this feeling of the migraine coming on, and for some reason I couldn't. It wasn't the same rational mind as usual that I'd been dealing with, and I just went crazy about it. I just thought, I started doing the breathing thing and feeling dizzy and faint, and So
which?
That's pretty much.
When did you have what was the other thing you've got? I was listening, but I can't remember the name.
Hemiplegic migraine.
Yeah. So did that start before the anxiety?
No, it didn't.
Oh, right. So when you first had that experience of like going numb down one side, you must have freaked out.
Well, it's hard to say. I don't want to go into it too much because it's more about anxiety, isn't it? But
this is just a phone-in show. You can talk about football
if
you want.
No, but
and you're a Villa fan.
No, but what do you say, sorry?
You're a Villa fan, aren't you?
Well, my stepdad is, yeah. So
okay.
I guess kind of.
Right,
but
that's the end. See you, Gemma. Bye now. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
No, but now I've got Villa songs going through my head. But anyway, yeah, basically I've got a condition called postural tachycardia syndrome. When I stand up, my heart rate goes wacky and creates all the symptoms that you would get with anxiety anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it just happens that hemiplegic migraine is a bit of a crossover I've got with this.
Right.
I had issues with like feeling faint and dizzy and all that sort of stuff.
Are you kidding
me? Yeah, basically it's just a crossover of all that. But I've had that probably on and off since around like 16, but I just don't know. I don't know which is anxiety and which was the condition, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But the migraines only started just last year, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I first had that, I completely I thought I was having a stroke. But yeah, I had all the scans and stuff, and it's all fine. So, but yeah, it's. I think it's hard when you've got medical conditions, because how can you sit there and say, yeah, I'm fine with anxiety, like I'm just panicking, when actually there's a tiny more percentage than normal that something might actually be wrong.
Yeah.
So it's having that that calm mode in your head to think, what, this has happened before.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's only so many times you can react to it, surely, and then there must come a point where you think, how many freaking times?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it was.
You sort of have to deal with it the same way you would deal with anxiety, because you need to keep calm anyway. So
yeah, that's it. That was like my panic on Saturday. I stood in the middle of this room and I was like thinking of all these things to do: run upstairs, splash some cold water on my face, or call my dad, speak to someone. But then I just thought, like, why? Let's just stand here and see what happens. And nothing.
Do you find you forget though, for like the first maybe 20 seconds into the adrenaline rush, and you just hang on, I should be sitting here and doing nothing? Like, sometimes I forget myself and I end up just stressing anyway.
Yeah, I'm always stressed, man. This week, I think doing this live stream, and I've been saying it because I was really stressed out the week before the first one. For the whole week, I was stressed about doing that first episode, and then since then, I felt.
Why are you doing it to yourself?
I don't know, but it's like I've sensitized myself, because like sitting on that sofa for the last 2 hours, I've just been freaking out.
Worrying, yeah. No, it's completely normal, isn't it? It's the same as with exposures. Even
exactly.
The same as with agoraphobia, going outside. Once you're exposing yourself, aren't you? It's kind of like a social anxiety, isn't it, I guess?
This is it. I'm using this as like an experiment. Like, let's give it 6 weeks, because I know I'm going to do this exactly the same thing. Like, next week I'll be freaking out.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping after a few, maybe months or whatever, when there's only 3 viewers left. You know what I mean? But I'll feel.
I'm not going to make a pledge to ring every week. Okay.
What? Yes, you bloody are. I've got your number now. I'll be calling you.
Oh, for God's sake! Didn't 1 for 1 it, did I?
No, I can see it anyway.
No,
But yeah,
honestly, it's
I'm
brilliant.
I'm
It's a great
hoping.
idea.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's gonna just I'm gonna ease, and then like in a few weeks' time, I'll just go live, and it'll just be a normal thing that I do on a Thursday.
I hope like lots of more people like have the courage to ring in. Like I know it's terrifying, but at the end of the day, you're spreading awareness for everyone else, aren't you?
But
Really,
that's
as
it.
well.
That's the whole point of this, is just for other people to share their experiences, man. It's not a helpline. We're not curing anybody. We're just talking about the shit that we go through.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what people think anyway. It doesn't really matter, and that's how
Who
we should be
cares?
getting, isn't it? Really.
Yes.
I mean, even on TV, like everyone's trying to change the stigma about it as well. Like everyone knows what anxiety is practically now. Everybody's going to go through it at some point in their lives.
Exactly.
Whether that's something that we deal with, like agoraphobia or whatever, or whether that's like grieving from a death, or somebody's going to go through anxiety at some point in their life. So it's
100%.
better that people educate themselves on it and know how to deal with it when it happens. So
I agree.
it's
Thank
brilliant. You. No, definitely. You're doing a great job. Like the whole podcast in general are just great. So, like,
cool.
yeah, you need to get the word out, don't you?
We shall get the word out. We need celebrities on here.
Should,
that's the thing.
Need celebrities.
Yeah. Next week.
Who did you say that one from EastEnders?
I'm not revealing.
Ah, okay then. The big reveal.
We'll see what happens next week. But that's scary.
I should let somebody else call, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah, bugger off.
Hey, my name's Barbara, remember?
Thank you for calling, Barbara. It's been lovely chatting to you.
Can I please explain why? It's because I was so scared to ring that I was going to ring and pretend to be someone else.
You was.
That's what was happening.
Yes.
Right, see you later.
Yes, have a lovely evening. Stay tuned.
And you. I'll be watching the rest.
Alright, mate. Speak to you in a bit.
Bye.
Try. Cool. Early caller? Can you believe my phone rang? Ah, dear. Anxiety's Jeremy Vine. I am not as old as Jeremy Vine. How dare you. Well done. Drew, it's cool to have you, mate. I know, my mic's crap. I need to, put it in my mouth. I apologise. I won't do that. Hi, Kate. It's good to see you. So, yeah, first caller. Sharing stuff about panic attacks. Panic attacks are rough. Does anybody else want to call and tell me, their first ever experience of a panic attack? I'm starting to get cold now. I've took my jumper off. I'm relaxing slowly. But that is so rough. That is so rough doing that. Sitting there. 2 hours before I went live, I was freaking out about it. But as I was saying to Gemma I'm pretty sure that I have sensitised myself. I'm pretty certain that, just the thought of doing this is giving me major anxiety. But, I guess, as with exposure therapy, if you were freaking out about spiders or whatever, you present yourself with a spider. The more often that you do it, surely you're going to desensitize to the spider. That's the plan. So I'm hoping that the more that I do this, the more relaxed I get. I haven't tweeted this out or shared it on Facebook or anything. There's people probably still sitting in the other stream thing. Because I bloody scheduled a stream earlier today and told people to set reminders. But when I clicked go live, it started a new stream. So I will not be scheduling a stream next week. I will just go live. So there you go. Didn't work. Anybody want to call? Numbers on screen. If you're in America, we figured out last week that you need to put 011 first, I think. So 011 44 121 318 6180. If you're in the UK, it's 0121 318 6180. And if you're on Skype, you can just find Anxiety United as a contact. We're not just having one caller, man. If we're having one caller, I'm gonna start calling people. Oh, my days. Here we go. Hello?
Hello, it's Steph.
Hello, Steph. Palmer. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just reading your name out like I know who it is. I see that you commented. How are you?
I'm alright, thanks. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Are you calming down a little bit now?
Slowly. I'm drinking water.
My heart's like palpitating right now.
Well, if anybody's been following Anxiety United for ages, you were like the first guest on the old audio podcast that I did. You remember?
I was. I know. How long ago was that? That was a while ago now.
That's probably like 3. I bet it's 3 years ago, something like that.
Oh, it's got to be more than that, surely. I feel like I've known you forever.
Oh dear, I've aged terribly, haven't I? Oh dear.
No, you have not.
I like the way that
you're like a fine wine, Billy. You get better with age.
Wow, that's cool. I like the way that the Midlands is representing today. Yes.
And I thought you were going to tell me I was a Brummie then. I was just about to put the phone down.
I would never do that. I would never do that. So, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Like I said, my heart's palpitating a little bit. My legs are going a bit shaky.
This is exposure therapy.
I know. Tell me about it.
It's scary, isn't it? It is scary.
Oh, I hate it. It's horrible.
So, was you planning on calling anyway?
No, I actually wasn't. I wasn't planning on it, but you were just talking to Barbara.
Yeah. Yeah.
When she was talking about her panic attack last night.
Yeah.
I had a panic attack. What day are we on? Thursday. I had a panic attack on Tuesday. It was my first one in an absolute ages.
Oh, really?
You know where I was?
Asda.
No.
Oh.
I wish I was in Asda.
Oh, damn.
I was on a country road driving 50 mile an hour in the pitch black.
Right.
And I'm laughing, but it's a nervous laugh because I've had panic attacks when I've been driving before.
Yeah.
And you can just pull over, but on country roads you just really can't do
that's a bit dodgy, isn't it?
So that was...
Was you on your own?
Not. Yeah, I was on my own.
So what did you do? What did you do?
Can I remember what I did? Oh yeah, I called my mum on Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I wasn't using my phone. And I just thought, Mum, I'm having a panic attack. I feel like literally terrible. I feel like I'm going to die right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't very nice, but she just talked me through it. And do you know, I agree with what you were saying about you just forget how long you've been having these panic attacks. You just forget in that split 15, 20 seconds how to try and just chill out. It
all goes out the window.
It does, doesn't it? And that's the most annoying thing, because then once your adrenaline's kind of like calming down a little bit, you think, all right, stop being an idiot.
Yeah.
Chill out. But it just literally goes out the window, and it's the most annoying thing ever.
It's that flashing thing.
You have all the best intentions in the world, and the next time I'm going to have a panic attack, I'm going to do this. Yeah, great, brilliant. Yeah, good one.
Yeah, that's it. Forget it. We need it all.
I know.
We need to tattoo instructions down your forearm or something so you can. That was it. So when was your first panic attack?
God, how old am I now? I'm 28 now.
You're older than that.
Panic attack.
Go on.
No, I'm not.
Sorry.
How rude.
Oh, dear.
Where was I? I was 15, so that's like, if my maths is alright, 13 years ago now. God, that feels ages. I was on the top deck of a bus with my mate.
Right.
And I just said to her, I think I'm going to die. I need to get off this bus right now.
Yeah.
I don't know where it came from. It's so scary, the first panic attack.
Yeah.
You try to explain it to someone who's never had a panic attack before. It's literally the worst thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because
you just don't know how to explain it. You literally can't. And I always say to my boyfriend, I say, he used to be a bit funny about me having panic attacks, but he's got used to it. He's seen that many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I always used to say to him, if you could just have 1/10 of a panic attack for 10 seconds and you would never have it again, it would be the worst feeling in the world, but I would want to feel it. Never ever experience it again. 1/10, that's all I ask.
It's rough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't, can you? You can't force someone to have a panic attack.
I don't know, we can try. We'll experiment.
I know.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that was my first panic attack. So I got off the bus. I didn't know where I was because I was on a bus that I'd never been on before. So I don't know whether that kind of contributed.
Yeah, maybe.
But I just got off and I rang my mum and I said, Mum, I don't know where I am. This is in the days when Google Maps wasn't available.
Yeah. TVs were black and white and...
No, they weren't.
Oh God.
Oh dear, no, it's horrible. It is horrible. But you know, the good thing about this is that you hear people talking about their experiences,
Hmm.
and you don't feel like an alien.
That's the
Because that's
beauty
how
of
I
this.
felt.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I wanted to do this, man.
Yeah,
It's not about like
no,
I can't cure anybody. I can't cure
no,
myself
no.
for Christ's sake, you know. But it definitely helps knowing that you're not the only person that feels the things that you do. That's
Yeah,
important,
exactly.
definitely.
Definitely.
Well, otherwise forums
I
wouldn't
know.
exist in it, because people wouldn't visit
No,
them. Some people need to
no.
hear this crap. So
Yeah, they do. They do.
share. So yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna
definitely
say
helps
yeah.
anyway.
So you've had panic attacks recently.
Yeah, Tuesday was my last
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
But you know, you get on the cusp of having a panic attack, but you don't actually have one.
yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty much like that all the time at the minute.
I was gonna say like that's what I go through that phase, and it feels like I need to have a panic attack
Yeah,
to
to
just get
get
it
it out your
out. Yeah,
system.
yeah, I go through that quite often. I was doing that the other day,
I know.
but I've had a couple panic attacks this week, like first time in
Mm.
ages. And I said on the live stream last week I haven't had one for like 5
Yeah.
months or whatever. And then
Mm.
so I'm not gonna say that again. But I've never had £1 million, so I'm hoping
Yeah.
this time next week there'll be no live stream because I'll be in Corfu. Maybe.
Oh, nice.
It's not going to happen. Unless I win the
Why is it
lottery.
not going to happen?
Because I haven't got £1 million yet.
Oh, okay.
That's the plan. I'm hoping that if I say that, I might land on £1 million.
You could still go to Corfu without £1 million.
I haven't got a passport. I have never
Have
been.
you not?
I've never been abroad, which is completely
Have
off
you not?
topic. But I have never been abroad
No way.
in 27 years because that's how old I am. Not. But
Hey, no comment.
yeah, I've never been abroad. I've been to Wales. I don't know if that counts, but no.
Yeah, that's a different country. It's completely different kettle of fish.
Yeah,
Wales.
yeah. So how how are you now daily? Like agoraphobia, has that ever been an issue for you?
Yeah, I went through a phase of not leaving the house for 4 months
Yeah.
when I was about 18. But I don't know, it's really weird because some days you just go out and it's as if you don't have anxiety or you don't have depression.
Yeah, yeah.
It just you kind of feel, I don't like using the word normal
Mhm.
because no one's normal, but
No.
I feel at peace, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then other days I sit here and I think, oh God, I've got to go and walk the dog now. I really don't want to do this.
Mhm.
And then you're halfway through the walk and your heart starts palpitating and you think,
You
oh
just
no.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You think, oh God, my heart rate's up because I'm going to die.
Mhm.
It's not because I'm walking the dog and I've just walked up a steep hill. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. No, that would be too sensible.
Yeah, completely.
Mm.
Too logical.
That's it. It's rough.
But yeah, so.
So yeah, thank you. It's good to
All
hear
right,
from
no
you.
worries.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's great talking to you. I did log in last week, but you're having a bit of technical difficulty.
It all went
last
wrong.
week.
It all went wrong. I don't know what was going on. I ended up doing
Much better today, though.
I think we're on it. Yeah, yeah. Apart from
Yeah,
I'm sitting
definitely.
here sweating, and although I'm probably losing weight as I'm sweating, so that's a good thing.
I'm exactly the same. So I'm in the same boat as you, and I bet loads of other people are exactly the same as
Yeah,
well.
I reckon so. Yeah.
But
Thank
I feel
you.
good about ringing. I've calmed down now. It's
That's
good.
it. Well, there's no
I'm glad I've
excuse
done
next time, next week, or if we've got another topic that you're on.
Yeah.
That's it. I've got your
Not
number.
a problem.
Sorted.
You've had my number anyway.
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
There you go. My phone is just filled with women's numbers, as you can imagine. Oh my days.
Oh dear.
What a goon.
All right. Well, it was lovely to speak to you, Billy.
Yeah, take care of yourself. I'll speak to you again.
All right. Speak to you soon.
Ta-ra. So there you go. Another caller. Hello, everybody. Joining the stream. Oh, man. I am sweating. This is rough. So if you've just joined, I was tempted not to do the stream today. I really didn't want to do this. I was having so much anxiety before going live. Rough. Not as in dog rough. I mean, I felt rough. So we're talking about panic attacks. And I think I was talking about a panic attack earlier. I've actually got a video on YouTube about my first ever panic attack, so I'm not going to bore you with that. Gemma, you weren't jumbled, mate. That was spot on. Thank you for calling. So yeah, the English people are making the calls today. Live from our castle. Apparently we all live in castles here in the UK, which is cool. So, does anybody else want to call? Americans. Let's have some American input. What does it feel like to have a panic attack on the other side of the Atlantic? From the US, you need to put 011441213186180. I think. Like, just put 011 before it and miss out the 0. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put a comment in there for you. Because I'm good like that. Oh, shite. Please excuse my swearing. There you go. I'm getting all kinds of messages and calls. My son saying what's going on. The stream didn't go live. It did. It did. But it wasn't the scheduled one. So yeah. Panic attacks. I'm probably going to end up having one if somebody doesn't call in a set. It's been a rough week. As I was saying, sensitized. I think I am sensitized because of doing this. I'm pretty certain that it is this that is causing me to feel major anxiety. But I posted something in the group the other day on Facebook. I can't read the freaking comments without my glasses. If you go on Facebook and search for the Anxiety Recovery Forum, I think it is, that's where you can find most of the people that are commenting and viewing. Sorry, I'm just reading comments. I don't freaking know. But yeah. Nobody's calling. What's going on? Oh my god. As soon as I say it. Hello.
Hi, Billy.
Who's this?
It's Mark.
Hello, Mark. How you doing, mate?
Hi, I'm not too bad. How are you?
I'm pretty good. New caller?
Yeah. I just want to say thank you for doing what you're doing, buddy.
That's alright, mate.
To be honest with you.
That's alright.
It's not easy when you got anxiety, especially doing what you're doing live on YouTube.
Oh, mate. It is so bad. I spend pretty much the whole week, it's just there at the back of my mind. And then I wake up Thursday morning, and it's all I can think about. Consumed. And then even if my mind goes off it, I just feel like crap. But like the 2 hours before going live, rough.
Anxious.
Yeah, it's really terrible. Oh god. But then it's like exposure therapy, innit? I'm hoping that the more I do it, the easier it's gonna get. That's the plan.
That's the point. Yeah.
So
well, I watched you last week. I was actually watching you last week to see how it goes and things like that.
Yeah.
But I just thought, just give you a call, have a quick chat with you before everyone else calls in.
Yeah, chat away, man. Well, nobody wants to call today.
Oh, dear. You know
Yeah. I like the way that English are taking over the podcast today. That's brilliant.
Yeah, we're all in the Midlands, aren't you?
Yeah.
I live in a little town. So I'm nowhere near. Well, quite well, about an hour drive away from you, an hour drive.
It's not bad, mate. So what's your history with panic attacks, man?
Everyone's like, when you mention that. Basically, what happened was in 2013.
Yeah.
I was away on a lad's holiday.
Right.
7 days, and you know what it's like. So you're just drinking constantly. I went to Las Vegas for a week.
Oh, nice, man, nice.
Of all places.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, I've been away on a couple of lads' holidays before, and obviously I've been away on holidays like prior to all that. Like, but the lads' holidays, you just drink quite a lot, and I've never done drugs or anything like that. It's just
good,
like the
man.
alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the night we went on this like bar crawl thing.
Yeah.
And obviously you do games and all that type of stuff. drinking games, and I just remember finishing the night. And as you do, you get back to the hotel, and you obviously trying to find your bed because it's spinning, because everything's spinning.
Yeah.
I remember just getting my head down, and the day after, we went to this bar that we used to go every day for food, and I remember they called it the hangover burger.
Right.
And I was like, right, I'll get that and eat some food, and just remember having a bit of juice, and I just couldn't get my breath. So I thought it was just down to just being tired, hungover, as you do.
Yeah.
And then I went back to the hotel room, and within about 15-20 minutes, I was having a full-blown panic attack. Didn't know what it was. I just felt like I was on fire.
Yeah.
Just remember this fire sensation of being, sorry, there's my phone going off.
So fine. Yeah, go on.
But yeah, it's like fire sensation.
Yeah.
So basically, obviously you freak out, don't know what it is. So you do things to stop yourself, don't you, to try and...
Sorry about the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to get it?
Nah.
I'm just saying. But yeah, basically, so I was with a couple of my friends at the time.
Yeah.
They were like, look, calm down, so I'm throwing myself in cold showers, throwing water over myself, because I didn't know what it was, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't have a clue, so... and then in Vegas, they have them festivals. They had the oxygen bar.
Yeah.
You can go and pick your flavors and stuff. So, and I went there, got like a massage, and I just remember just being really breathless the whole time. And they had to fly back the day after.
Right.
It was a 10-hour flight back. Yeah, exactly. So I thought nothing of it, to be honest. I got told I was a panic attack because my mum. She was really, really bad. She was agoraphobic.
And did you obviously knew that before it started with you?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
This is the crazy thing. I ran my dad.
Yeah.
So they're 8 hours behind us. So I ran my dad, and it was early morning it was late at night in England, and it was early morning.
Yeah.
And I was saying to my dad, I was like, got this feeling, I've got these chest pains, I've got pins and needles, I've got all this, and I was like, it's a panic attack. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, it's anxiety, and I was like, what's that?
Oh, right.
And then I went to see the oxygen bar, and the lady was like, look, yeah, it's anxiety, so she was telling me what it was, and I landed back in the UK, I got back to Manchester Airport, and I got my dad to pick me up at the airport, because obviously I didn't know what was wrong with me, personally at the time, and I remember just falling into my dad's arms like I was a baby.
Yeah.
Like I'm 30 now.
Yeah.
I was 24 at the time.
Yeah.
So,
overwhelmed.
we got in the car. Yeah, oh God, yeah. So that's why I can relate to what you say. There's a lot of other things that are going on in your life right now, actually, I can actually relate to as well.
Right.
But we won't go into that. Well, your ex, for example. I'm not going to bring it up, but like I had issues with my ex. Things like that. I've got a little boy. He's only 7.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep myself together best I can for him. But we got back, and I got to the doctors. I went straight to the doctors, and I went to see this doctor that had been in the practice for quite a while.
Yeah.
And she just said, "Oh, you're fine. You're just tired. Jet lag. You just need to rest." So I was like, "Okay, so you're not going to obviously not listen. You're going to do as you're told."
Yeah.
So I went home, got some sleep, and it was only later that day when I got up, because it was 7 o'clock in the morning by the time I landed in the UK. Once I woke up, I think I woke up around mid afternoon. Late afternoon.
Yeah.
Went to see my mum and my dad, and seeing how they were. And I was there, and I kept on getting these twinges in my chest. And from then on, it became an obsession. Checking my heart rate. I was having panic attacks 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. Wanted to call an ambulance. Never have, thankfully.
Yeah.
But it's just what you think, because you think you have a heart attack, or you think, sorry to say that word, I don't want to trigger anyone. It usually triggers me that word, but
we've got a trigger warning, mate. We'll put up a trigger warning.
Yeah, go on. Don't mind. I don't want to send anyone to having a panic attack. Nobody deserves that. But so I ended up going through all that, and then it just went on for quite a while, and then I was, what it's like in this country regarding mental health, CBT. I did the first time I did CBT was on a computer, literally reading, trying to copy what they were doing. So didn't really get much out of that. I got more out of the lady that I was with when we were having a one-on-one chat afterwards.
Yeah.
and then I started to pay for therapy with somebody, like chats, and she started to tell me, because like you yourself, one of the videos actually not me laugh in a bad way, obviously don't speak to think, oh, go on like that.
Yeah, go on.
But you have a bottle of water and mints and your keys and everything before you go out the house.
You got to do your checks.
Yeah, I'm the same.
yeah.
Well, I was that bad where I was sucking on mints, like I could go through a pack of mints a day, and it got to a point where I got an infection in my jaw.
Yeah.
Because of sucking on that many mints due to my anxiety, I had to get my jaw, like I had to get my teeth removed.
Oh shit!
On my side, yeah, exactly. So, like, I'm still having issues with my teeth now because of it. So, if anyone's listening, stop doing that. It's not going to help. It's going to create more problems. But I mean, listening, you know what I mean. Listen, just take that advice because it just doesn't help. And I haven't, like, I had to get knocked out for my teeth to be taken out, and that was quite frightening.
Yeah, I remember I had an issue with teeth, like wisdom teeth, years ago, man. That was rough.
Well, when he took my teeth out, they actually snagged my nasal passage.
Right.
And it restricts, like, even now, I sound breathless and things like that, and obviously that adds to your anxiety.
Yeah.
So it was like, great. And so I've gone and done a good thing, and I've still got to get fillings done, and I look after my teeth. I've always brushed me, like, I looked after hygienically. It's just, obviously, if you do silly things like suck on mints which are full of sugar or things like that, yeah, it's for safety, but my dad always says, try and find something. My dad's really positive, he always says, oh, come on, son, try and find something different. It could be like grapes or, something different, just not as bad.
I wonder what it is. What is it about frickin' mints, then? Because I've just held up 2 packets of frickin' Hall's extra strong bloody thing.
I think that's what it is. I think it's the taste. I think what it does...
It's the menthol for me. I think it's it clears your airways. That's why I've always had them.
That's the belief that you have. That's the thing with anxiety. It's your beliefs, isn't it? What I've started to realise with anxiety is, like, I've gone through, like, I'm under the DARE programme with Barry McDonough and like that. Yeah. Susanna, she runs the DARE group, and she's wonderful. Like, she's helped me, like, behind as well. Like, he messaged, like we used to talk quite a lot. Yeah. And he just, to be honest, he's doing exactly what Claire Weeks was telling people to do. There's no difference, really. It's
rehashed.
Just a little bit of a...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, he's a good guy for doing it. I respect
I'm friends with him on Facebook. I'd like to get him on the podcast, man. It would be cool.
Yeah. He's got a great accent as well, so that calms people down.
I tried to mimic it earlier, but it didn't go down.
Hard to, you can't do Irish accent.
I can't do that.
Trying.
Can do most.
I won't be doing it.
So,
I don't want to offend any Irish people.
I'll wear my Conor McGregor t-shirt next week. How's that? There we go.
Yeah, we love Conor McGregor.
Yes.
So, like yourself, it's just. But I ended up. Well, obviously, I was having panic attacks. I ended up like yourself, you could CBT, the mental health units, all that type of stuff. Not actually put into the units, but for help. You'd go there like once a week, and they'd talk to you and they'd tell you and they'd give you different analogies. But the worst thing I think they ever did was put me on like certain, obviously, medications. I won't go too deep into that. Yeah. But like, I've been on diazepam for 4.5 years now.
So we had a caller that was on diazepam last week. I think it was Ben. And he was just getting handed them constantly, like, no pressure, just, you want more pills? Yeah, mate.
Well, mine came about, and it's a little bit extreme, but it's not a trigger one, and it was...
You sure?
Namex. Yeah, I promise.
Go on.
I don't want to panic anybody. But mine came
That's
about
the
like
idea.
I was with my ex.
Right.
We were going out for tea with my family. In another little town, I live in Runcorn, so it's just a little town.
I've heard of it.
Loads of little towns.
Non-league football. That's all I know. Go on.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, you'll hear the Runcorn minutes. I know Runcorn town, but basically, so we were on our way, and as we were there, I started to get these weird pains in my chest that I've never had before. Yeah. And I just couldn't get my breath, and I truly believed that I was, gonna go. And I just remember I was begging her to stop the car, and she would not stop the car. Yeah. And we got to a 30 zone, and I threw myself out the car because I honestly truly believed that I was going to die. That's how strong my anxiety was. Anxiety can be. Yeah. And obviously I've got a little boy, and he's all I want to protect. So, that's why they've got the extra support. But to be honest, it took that. But then they gave me diazepam to obviously calm me down. And I was lucky I didn't break it, I didn't hurt myself, thankfully. I did duck and roll. I don't know how I did it, but I did. How, I'll never know. So but I laugh about it now.
Yeah, what was the thinking behind getting out of the car then? Like, what was that going to do for you?
Because I believed I was dying, and I didn't want to let my son see me.
Oh, right, so it was more a case of, it weren't a case of I need to escape because I'm going to die, it's I need to escape so he doesn't see me die.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to protect him. It's the same now.
I should have put a trigger warning on then. Go on, yeah.
Well, I live on my own. Like me and my ex-partner broke up about 4 and a half, 5 years ago now.
Right.
She
I need some advice off you then, mate. Go on.
Yeah, we'll do that privately if you want. What I was going to say, she was with somebody else behind my back, and there was a lot of drama, a lot of lies going around, and you kind of isolate yourself, don't you? You can't really handle I wouldn't say the accusations, it's more of you're embarrassed because even, like me personally at the time, I didn't understand still what was going on with me. I wasn't accepting it.
Yeah.
It was like that bit, like you said it in the podcast with Drew.
Yeah.
And by the way, I listen to them most nights before I go to bed.
That's alright. As long as you watch the ads, I don't give a shit. Go on.
Yeah, I'll do that for you, mate, I promise. But yeah, it's just the one thing that, obviously, like, you know yourself, I don't know, you get yourself into a bit of a rut where you kind of lock yourself away. Like you actually, I heard you say before, I haven't really been out this week.
Yeah, I do
I
all
haven't
the
really
time.
done this. But you beat yourself up about it. It's the same with myself. You know, like yesterday I had to pick my son up from school, which I do every Wednesday.
Yeah.
I picked him up, and my ex told me that he had a dentist appointment. And obviously I've been going issues with my teeth, haven't I? So it's the same dentist as mine, and I hate going there anyway.
Yeah.
So I was anxious before picking him up. I was anxious as I was there, and it's weird. It's like you've got this superpower, even though I was anxious and I felt it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be there. I just got through it because of him. Whereas when if it's on my own, say like for example I've got an appointment next week, I'll be freaking out.
Yeah.
And I won't be able to get myself together. So it's just one of them. But that was kind of what, like, I ended up isolating myself, and when you isolate yourself, like, you can't, obviously you lose people out of your life.
Well, that's what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. For some reason, I've just felt really freaking down and lonely, and it's horrible, man.
I think what it is, like, and I'm sorry to say this, but what it is because obviously you've been used to being with your wife for so long, and also you've got your kids. You're used to having people around you and that noise, even if it's negative noise sometimes, it's a positive. But I think when you're on your own, you're alone with your own thoughts, and at that time, like, the only advice that I can give you, which I always get told, even by my dad, is to find a hobby. Do things to keep yourself busy. Like, my dad's got his own business, so I end up helping him out quite a lot. I build a lot of models, things like that, in my own time, and I'll try and keep as active as I can. That's the best thing that I can do as of now. But obviously, the goal in the end is obviously to recover, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
And well, not recover, but you know what I mean, to be able to handle anxiety in the right way.
So it doesn't control you.
Yeah. Like, and that's what, to be honest, your story is so relatable. So obviously, I've watched some of your old videos as well. And God, Asda. What is with Asda?
We need to put complaints in, man. I tell you, they need to do like a special opening period during the day just for people with anxiety. That'd be a good idea, man.
Well, my dad came out with a random suggestion. He actually said to me, he said to me, have you ever thought it might be because of the lights in Asda? And I was thinking, to be fair, it could be, because I remember going once when I was really badly anxious. Yeah. And as I was walking around the house, I felt like if it was blue. And it wasn't. It was just because I was so anxious, and it was crazy. Like, and it got to a point where I finished, and I remember rushing out, got to my car, and obviously, like you do, you have that relief, and oh my God, it's done.
Which is crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. You get out the doors and it's over, but it's like you're still you.
Shaking then.
Yeah.
It's you. Like my mum, she's obviously been through it. It's amazing when I think about it. Like, my mum was housebound. She wouldn't leave the house. I'd never seen that. I wasn't even born, you see.
Yeah.
It was before my time, like, and she has come out the other side of that. My mum worked in the airport. She used to travel to Manchester Airport every morning, which is about a 25-minute drive.
Yeah, yeah.
Dealing with 5-8 passengers, things like that.
Yeah.
She works solid. Like she just never gives up. And I mean, but she deals with it in different ways where I can't. Like me and you can relate, which I don't know if anybody else can.
I'm sure they can.
Obviously, what I mean relate by this bit is, obviously you with your ex when you broke up.
Yeah.
She wants me to try and use that as my motivation to move forward in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Where my mum had issues with her stepfather, so she used to go, well, "No, I'm not gonna let you stop me, like not swearing, but I'm gonna move on. Like I'm gonna get on with my life, and I'm gonna prove everybody wrong." And she uses anger to get herself well, and she goes like she'll have a panic attack now.
Yeah.
And I won't even know.
Yeah.
And it'd be like she just like I remember a couple of months back we were out.
Mm-hmm.
We nipped out shopping and she went, I just had a panic attack then. I went, what?
Right, just like that. Just had a panic attack. That was it. Job done.
Well, I was looking at her thinking, you don't look any different, which obviously we don't.
Yeah.
But she didn't show any movement. Like me, when I'm having a panic attack, I like to
fidget,
either move around or go somewhere feel safe.
Yeah, yeah.
She just stayed. Well, we were in the middle of the shop. I was feeling anxious, and we were paying, and she was apparently having a panic attack during it. Well, she was having a panic attack, and apparently the only thing I could tell was the palms was really sway.
Yeah, yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
I'll be honest, like, it's amazing to think that people can get to that point, but it's just like with yourself, like obviously like me, it's the same with me at the moment. I've got to find a passion.
Yeah, yeah.
I ended up leaving my job because I just couldn't cope. I was working in sales, and it was just too much.
Yeah,
and I just decided that I had enough, and I couldn't cope and handle the situation. So I haven't been working for quite a while now, and it gets frustrating because I've worked since I was 16.
Yeah.
So it's one of them where like I'm only not working because of an illness that is created by yourself, but you don't want it. It's really strange, but I don't know. I just think you just got to keep pushing. That's why I listen to you. To be honest, your videos and like Drew. To be fair, he was I found him through yourself.
Drew's the man. I think Drew's going to call in after you if he's still watching.
Well, he did have his video deleted last. I asked him a question for me. It really confused me actually because he said
you ask the question now, and I will make sure he's frigging watching.
It was the name of the actual video.
Right.
Positive thinking. That was it. Something about positive thinking, like saying positive things.
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense, and I thought, well, like obviously I understood what he meant by saying like I'm okay, but like yourself when you do CBT, that's what they tell you to do, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
To say you're calm, you're fine, everything's settled, do your breathing, and you kind of get into that safety mode. But I've realised really that probably triggers more anxiety than it does anything else, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the problem with CBT that I've experienced is the people delivering it are just not. I think they have to follow maybe certain guidelines or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, a bit of an insight dead quick before Drew comes on, because obviously I don't want to keep you too long.
Yeah,
but basically, I went at CBT and I got this fella, and he was brutal with me, but I loved him for it in a way because my fears is obviously health anxiety. I've suffered really, really, really bad. I check my heart rate all the time.
Right.
And I've always I've got 3 or 4 Fitbits. I'm not even kidding. I've got Samsung one. Yeah, it's ridiculous the way that I went.
That's for another day.
But,
we'll definitely do a podcast on health anxiety, man.
But what I was going to say then quick is I remember I was sitting there saying I'm going to have something, and he said, well, go on then. And I was shocked, and it kind of snapped me out of it. It was like a switch, and I was with him for 11 sessions, and then he discharged. I was going back to the gym. I was doing a bit more. I was like going shopping on my own. It was crazy. Like the first in the beginning, about 11 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he had to let me go, and I found out it was because the NHS is outsourced, that they were actually bringing in people that wasn't a part of them, like a agency.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they have if they do more than 11 sessions, then they get charged. So they have to let you go.
Right, right.
So that's the issue with that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's for me. Everyone in the UK to know.
Financial.
Yeah, that's what it is. So you have to kind of fight for more sessions. And
yeah.
That's the situation I'm with now. But that's it. I just thought I'd give you a quick call.
Nice one, man.
But it's been nice speaking to you.
I appreciate calls. It's good to hear from you, mate.
What are you doing?
Thank you very much. Make sure you tune in again.
I will. I'll be watching you for the rest till you finish anyway.
Good lad.
You take care.
Catch you later, mate.
Look after yourself.
Speak
Bye.
to you in a bit. Thank you. Yes. Oh, man. There's another call coming in. Do I take it or do I wait for Drew? I'm taking it. Hello.
Hey, Billy.
Who might this be?
This is Missy from the US.
Hello. Our first American caller of the day.
Yes, you were begging for American callers. So
Yes.
Here I am.
How are you?
Hey, I'm actually good. I follow you on Facebook.
Yeah, we've spoke before. We've spoke.
Yeah.
It's nice to finally hear your voice.
I know, right?
Yeah.
The problem, I have more of agoraphobia than I do panic attacks.
Yeah.
I know they hand in hand, but I still watch your old videos when you used to go, like you'd be at the supermarket or you'd be out walking and you're going to the shops and being in the car.
Yeah.
But how did you get yourself to get to that point? Like to even put yourself in that situation?
I think it was, to actually get the balls to start doing it? Is that...
See, I mean, I could go local, like I can go locally, but if it's without of my, quote, comfort zone,
Yeah.
I just get that anticipatory anxiety that makes me think that I cannot do it. Now, my rational brain tells me there's no reason why I can't, but when I'm so caught up in the moment, it's hard for me to look beyond that and to be comfortable with those feelings and just keep moving forward. So that's kind of what I'm working on now, and it's so dang hard.
So the first thing I ever did was made like a list of 5 different things that I wanted to tackle. The first thing was just walk into the post box. You might have seen that video. It's like one of my really early ones. And that,
okay, I don't remember.
It's like probably my 3rd video on the channel. I think it's like 9 years ago, something crazy like that. And I just did that I did the same thing every day. Just kept walking to the post box. And I'd feel like crap and I'd be anticipating it. Like, as soon as I'd finished, I'd be anticipating the next day, doing it again. But after after a week or 2 weeks of doing that same thing, I noticed that I was just bored. I just got bored of doing it. And that was when I felt that I was ready to move on to the next thing. And that's how I did it back then. But it's a different story now. It's like, I don't know. I'm back in the times where I'm as bad as I used to be at the minute.
So you regress?
Oh yeah, big time. But it's weird because go on.
No, that happened to me. I had a really bad anxiety and agoraphobia for almost I want to say 2 years. And this was about 11 years ago. I went through a period. It was so bad. And then literally, Billy, one day I woke up and it was gone. Right. I was traveling. I was flying on planes by myself. I was driving for 12 hours to the beach alone with my kids. I was doing things. I went parasailing. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I was fine. And then all of a sudden, within the past year and a half, it all came back again.
Anything that stands out for you as a trigger? No.
No, not that I can, put a finger on to say, oh, this happened in my life, or, you went through a kind of life-changing, a normal, stressful event.
Yeah.
So you kind of put your finger on it. Not that that makes it any different or any easier, but it's just, I'm just at that point now that I'm just trying to get myself back out into the world.
Yeah. I would say that would be my suggestion. And I think Drew would say the same thing. Like, if you speak to him about it, it'd just be pick something and work on it every day. And just try and break it down into real small steps. Like, if it's walking to the local shop, then it's just a case of stepping out the door the first few times until you feel comfortable doing it, and then just progress. Just add a bit more to the journey until you can reach the destination.
So then you just added more on after you became comfortable with doing one thing, going went to one place over and over, and then you kept adding more places.
That's what I did, yeah. So it'd be the mailbox first, and then the next thing for me was the shop, which was like to the mailbox and then carry on. And just, it was like twice the length. I'd end at the shop, and then I'd just come home, and then the next time I'd do it, I'd go in the shop, and then I'd buy something, and just basically built up like that until it became, because once I was comfortable with walking those distances, I noticed that I was more comfortable walking anywhere, sort of thing. I didn't need to go to a supermarket and do the whole process again. After I'd done it at a few locations, I noticed that I was just more comfortable with dealing with the sensations, I guess. That's probably what it was.
But did you have the full-blown panic, or more just the anticipatory anxiety?
I had it all. I still get it all. No rhyme or reason.
But you're not at the point. But you're not at the point now that you're like housebound again.
I am not far off it, I would say. That's me being 100% honest. Like, the only times I go out, the only time I walk is when I walk to the car on the drive, and then I'll pick my daughter up from wherever, or I'll take her to school and that, but I rarely go anywhere. I took my son for a haircut yesterday and sat in the barber's with him, and that's the first time I've done anything for a couple of weeks. So it's pretty bad. But I put
So we're going to do this together. We're going to start our baby steps again.
Hell yes. I'm up for that.
We're going to start off.
I'm up for that. Definitely.
Yeah, it's tough. And, you know, there are so many people that suffer with anxiety, and it's so hard to explain to people that have never experienced it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and it's not like you're trying to get them to validate it or understand it. It's just because it can't be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just don't believe that it's there, that, you know, it's all in your head. And truly, it's not. It is a physical...
It's everywhere.
You know,
it's everything. It's a nightmare. Yeah. But we will get there. You've got to have faith. We'll get there.
We will get there. And that the Anxiety United, and the forum on Facebook is awesome.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
good.
the Anxiety United, the website. It is full of information. I often refer to it and, read the articles. And
I don't post on there enough anymore. I'm just consumed with doing this bloody live stream every week. That's all I think about at the minute.
I like it though. It's good that you're doing that. I
think it's cool.
You'll do good with it. You know, I think you'll do really good.
Yeah,
with
good. It's good for me because this is exposure therapy for me, 100%. Because the last 2 weeks I felt terrible.
It is for all of us.
Mm.
We feel kind of connected in a way.
Yeah, it's cool.
You know, like there's so many people out there that are like us, and we're not suffering through it alone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's the point.
You know,
that's the whole point of this.
That's
it. It's just to give other people a chance to talk and share their stuff, and because that's it. That's the worst thing is thinking that you're the only person that experiences these feelings when you're not. And I'm sure we'll get plenty of comments.
Because you do feel isolated.
Yeah, definitely.
At times, you do get down in the dumps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's no fun, and I miss out on a lot of stuff because of the anxiety, and it just you get frustrated.
Yeah, definitely.
But we just have to keep moving forward. That's all we can do, and one foot in front of the other, and eventually we will. We'll be okay with it.
I think it's persistence. Just being persistent with your trying to make progress. That's the thing. It's no good like doing a bit, making it, I don't know, I've talked about it before in the past where you get to a comfortable place, like you can do just the things that you need to do, but that isn't enough. You need to be able to do anything. That's when you've done it.
See, and I am far from that. I mean, I can't even think about doing anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just baby steps right now. Just me going to the shops and to the store.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. I have to literally mentally prepare myself to go to the grocery store.
Here's a question for you then. Let's have some honesty. Do you find it disheartening when you see other people like getting out there and making progress and it seems like it's easy for them? I know it's not easy, but does it make you feel like shit? Like, why can't I do that?
Exactly. I feel inadequate. Like I feel like there's really something else wrong with me.
Yeah.
That it's not just the anxiety, because why can't I overcome this? I don't think I'm a weak person, but why can everybody else do this? Like I look at Drew and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's. I know it's hard, and I know I have to push myself, and I think that's the part that scares me more, is that I'm the only one that can cure me and fix me.
Yeah.
And that's scary to me.
Yeah, it is. Well, like, if you think about it, me and Drew were in the same position, like, going back all those years, and look at the difference now. It's like, listen to what Drew's saying, because what he did worked, and what I did didn't.
Exactly, and I don't know why that is. I mean, it's all in the mindset. I truly believe that it's all in the mindset. But just getting to that point, like Drew says, just when you just say, F it, I don't care. I'm not going to let this bother me anymore. I'm not going to sit on this couch one more day. I'm not going to let life pass me by. And I do have good days. I have good weeks. And then I get, these setbacks and I'm starting all over again. And that's what really gets me down and gets me frustrated, because I just want to snap my fingers and it all to go away. And I know that's not going to happen, that I have to work at it, but sometimes you feel when you work really hard at it and you're still not, quote, cured, it's frustrating.
It's an everlasting war.
It is.
That's how it feels. One day, it'll click into place. Something we'll get it. We'll chat offline. We'll chat offline sometime and we'll work out some kind of plan, man. We'll work together. It's cool.
But the time difference is a killer.
That's all right. Who cares? I don't sleep.
But I know, right? All right, Billy. Hey, it was good talking to you.
Thank you for calling.
Nice putting a voice to. All right.
Take care. I'll speak to you again. Bye-bye. So, yeah. How many callers is that? That's 4. 4 callers already. I can't even see the time. Is it 1:15? The Americans are catching up. Drew, now's your chance. Call me again. I am online, mate. I don't know what it's saying. Skype is playing silly buggers, apparently. Drew, call, mate. People keep mentioning your name. They're calling you out. Get on the air. Because last week something went wrong and nobody heard your bit. My bad. So yeah, I've got to just say, guys, the comments. Which side is it for you? Awesome. It is so nice to see people supporting each other in the comments. Like, if you don't want to call up, like, you can say stuff in there, and there's people in there I can see that are helping each other. I mean, wow. That's what this is all about. Like, you can listen, you can look at my wonderful setup. Oh, my days. I look exhausted. But I'm not. But yeah, it's nice to see people helping each other out. That's really cool. So we're talking about panic attacks, and that call wasn't really about panic attacks, but I can relate to everything that Missy just said. And it's mad. Like, I'm sure there's people watching that can relate to everything that anybody's saying. But if somebody wants to call, you can. Numbers on screen. If you're in the US, put 011 44 121 318. Oh! Dude,
there you are.
The man himself.
Well, at first you were kind of dying. I'm like, I got to call in and bail him out. But you're doing
mate.
great, brother.
Yeah,
you're doing amazing.
We're good. Thank you.
Yes. I got Missy representing the U.S. I couldn't leave it just to the Brits. That's not acceptable.
It's 3-2 now, mate. It's 3-2.
I know. I need somebody else. Somebody else is calling after me. So you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you, man.
Like, no one would know that you're, like, freaking out. You don't look like you're freaking out.
Before I started this, it was worse than it was last week, man. Worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
Really bad.
Well, like you said, in a couple of weeks, this will just be natural for you. This is just what you do on a Thursday.
I hope so, man. I hope so. That's the point I want to reach.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened with the bit that we did last week?
I didn't really get to watch it over, unfortunately, because I was traveling. So I know that technically it wasn't so great. I don't know if anybody could hear me.
They could hear, yeah, you could hear it, but nothing was, like, the screen was just frozen on my mug. So.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah,
it happens. You got to iron out the details. Exactly.
So you know what we're talking about, mate? We're talking about panic attacks.
So I hear. I've been watching. I started watching you.
I want to know. I want to know all about your first panic attack.
You want to hear about? Okay, so hang on here. Before we go forward with that, this isn't Drew. It's Barbara from Sheffield, right? So which totally made me laugh. But I think we did a video on that. I talked to you about my first one.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was rough. It was totally rough. It's the same as everybody's story. I was that was my sophomore year in college, so 1986. I was 19 years old. Yeah, I was just hanging out, and everybody uses the same terms, out of the blue, not knowing what's happening. Same thing. I was just kind of hanging out in my room. I was home on spring break, and same thing. All of a sudden, I got like derealized, and my heart started pounding, and I was shaking and sweating, and it was hot and cold, and I thought for sure I was dying. So I had a very similar experience that just about everybody else. I didn't know where it came from, didn't know what it was. It never happened to me before. I thought for sure I was a goner. And as it turns out, that was 32 years ago. So
and here he is.
I wasn't a goner, as it turns
still
out. How
with
about
us.
that?
Yeah.
Still alive to tell the tale, which is what everybody will do. Everybody will live to tell the tale every single time. Every single time.
That's the crazy thing.
Yeah. So every single time. But so that was my first episode. That was a long time ago. So I've been at this for a while.
Yeah, you have it, man. So what's the difference, mate, between you and me?
None. The difference is none.
Jesus Christ.
So the difference between you and me is none. The difference between you and me and Missy is none. I just listened to Missy.
Yeah.
And the difference is none. So the only difference in terms of ability, or like, people ask me all the time, like, oh, you're just stronger. Like, no, not true. I'm not stronger than anyone else in any way. So it's just, at some point you just have to decide.
You reach that point, didn't you? Reach that point. Yeah.
Just let it kill me. You literally, and I know I did a video on this, but you literally have to decide, just go ahead then, just kill me. Come and kill me. So the bravery that you have to show, and like I know Missy was asking you, like, how did you get to the point where you could walk to the post box?
Yeah.
Like you literally have to make that decision. I don't care if I'm not comfortable anymore. I'm not going to mentally prepare myself. I'm not going to do any of those things. I'm just going to go into it, and if I die, I die. It's totally fine, because you won't.
I watched my own video. Is that weird? Remember my video where I'm wearing the red coat, the red and white?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I watched that the other day because I was feeling pretty crap, and it was like that's exactly what me and Missy were just talking about. That's the feeling.
Yeah.
Like all those years ago when I did that.
And so I think the question, what's the difference? Like I maybe tolerance or the willingness. Here's the other difference. I will admit. Like, I have a pretty good understanding of cognitive theory and learning theory. So the stuff that we talk about, you and I, the stuff that I talk about, it's not my opinion. It's not just something that I stumbled upon. It's not something that I read in a book. I mean, the Claire Weeks books are a good framework, but this isn't open to debate. This is like math.
Yeah.
So this is just how we know, after much, much, much research into things like learning and cognitive function, that this is how our brain works. This is how phobias develop, and this is how we cure them. So maybe I had a head start, because I totally understood, like, no, I must intentionally be terrified and uncomfortable. I have to do that. That is success, is going out and being terrified. Like, success is not going out when, I had a good day, I didn't panic. Success is like, I had a huge panic attack today, and I could not be less interested in it. That's success.
Yeah, 100%.
So, you got to be willing to just, like, say, okay, no problem. I'm just going to be intentionally super uncomfortable and terrified.
Like I was
you got to be willing to do it.
I was just saying to Missy, I think that was the difference between me and you, is I reached that comfortable position, and that was just enough for me. Because I had, I was all right. I could go shopping and do whatever, but asked me to get on a plane, and it's like, no. Whereas you just carried on, didn't you? You just kept pushing the boundaries.
Yeah. What I found is, like, because you live. I think you and I talked about this at one point. you know, we all live like our daily lives in somewhat of a routine, right?
Yeah,
and so you can find, once you get to the point where you could do like 90% of your daily life, you can get to work and get to school, you take care of your kids. Okay. You know, but I remember thinking like, well, this is fine, but like, what if I want to go into, what if I want to take a ride into New York City, which is like an hour from me, you know? And so I had to keep intentionally saying, well, this is good, but it's not good enough. So you just keep going. And there comes a point for everybody, I promise, that like, once you can do X amount of things, then you could just do everything. So being, you know, an hour away in New York City is now the exact same thing as being, you know, flying 3 hours away to a different state, or it doesn't matter.
You were in freaking New Orleans or wherever.
I was in New Orleans, and then I wound up in Florida for the weekend doing something different, and then home, you know.
I need to visit. I need to come and visit you guys. I need to go to Florida.
It's warm.
Yeah.
It's a good time of year to come. But you could do it, man. Everybody, every single person could do it. And Missy is listening. I know she could do it too. You just have to stop like wondering, how can I do this? Like, I truly believe that in the end, the thing that holds most everybody back is you're still thinking that somehow or other, like,
you're in danger.
I have to make this be a little bit easier. Like, but tell me how.
Yeah.
How is you go out there and you shit yourself in the car. That's how you do it. And you do it again and again and again until you stop.
I watched something earlier, and it was some documentary, and somebody was having a panic attack, and the therapist was with the person when she was having it.
Yeah.
And he was saying to her, so what are you actually doing right now that is stopping you from dying?
Thank you. That's exactly correct.
Well, nothing.
Right.
There you go.
So what is preparing yourself to drive to the store doing? It's not stopping anything. You got to start from the premise that like you are wrong. Everything that you have been thinking to keep yourself safe is wrong. So you must accept that you have been wrong, and then start again from just eliminate all that shit. So the only other thing that I'll mention, because I know Mark before Missy had asked about positive self-talk is bullshit. I didn't want to forget. You know, I'm monopolizing.
Glad you remembered.
So I'll explain, because I got a lot of people did ask that question, like, isn't that what they teach you in CBT? And the answer is no.
Right.
So the answer, the reason why I say positive self-talk is bullshit, I was specifically meant during a panic attack. Like, positive talk is bullshit because you are not going to talk yourself out of a panic attack by repeating, I'm okay, I got this, I'm strong, this has happened before, because you cannot win an argument with a mind fueled by adrenaline. So you will never win the argument with an irrational mind. The thing that you learn in CBT is the work that you do between panic attacks, where you learn to identify, well, what do I think? I think, oh my God, I'm dying. Okay, I can identify that, make a note of it, and challenge it. And you learn, those are skills you practice when you're not in a blind panic. So too many people make that mistake where they feel like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to self-talk my way out of panic. And you almost never can. And then when you do calm down, somehow or other, you think, well, I talked myself out of this. When in reality, if you said nothing and were completely silent in your mind, it would still be over.
I did a video. Remember my 60-second panic attack cure?
That was awesome.
I get so much shit. I get so much shit on the comments on that. For like, I came here expecting a cure. Right.
Like, how could you tell me? I mean, believe me, I get people every day that come to me and send me messages like, but how could you possibly do that? That's completely impossible. No, it's actually not. I'm nothing special. Look at Gemma, Barbara from Sheffield. She's doing it.
Yeah, man.
Like, look in the group. A lot of people are starting. Look at Andrew. He's starting to do it. Like, a lot of people are starting to do it. So, anyway.
Well, I did it on Saturday. Like, I haven't had a panic attack for ages. I can't believe.
You stood in the middle of the room, right?
I just stood there, and it was like, I weren't trying to, absolutely nothing. It just subsided. It took about 15 minutes.
Right.
And then after that, I just sat on the sofa and watched YouTube, and that was it.
And it was over in that 10, 15 minutes, and it didn't like ruin the entire rest of your night or day or the whole weekend.
No,
like, it doesn't linger.
Yeah, that's what I've been noticing, like, this week. Is this a therapy session? Have I got to pay you for this? I've been noticing for this week, it's just like, I've been going in and out of feeling up and down, like I've been feeling depressed or low mood or whatever. But then I'm noticing that I'm actually having moments where I don't feel that bad. Whereas before I would have thought, right, 24/7, I'm down in the dumps, it's all doom and gloom, but I'm actually noticing that there are moments of the day when I don't feel that bad. So I guess that's positive.
And I think the reality is that, unfortunately, given your situation, you're going to feel badly sometimes. It's not fun,
That's it.
but
That's it.
yeah, you get better. You get better at that. But that made me. I was walking back from the gym, and I was listening to you talk about how like you just stood in the middle of the room, and I kind of give that fist pump in the air, like yes, that's exactly what and you did it, and it ended. And I think the other thing that I would just tell everybody who's listening here is like again, these aren't opinions that I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
This is just how your brain works. It's like brain 101, and it's how your body works. So in the end, if you do nothing, your body can only make so much adrenaline.
Yeah.
It can, it will naturally, like when I have panic, and I still have panic attacks, they generally don't last more than about 8 or 9 minutes, and then it's just over. So
see, that's mad because people probably expect that you don't have panic attacks.
Right, but I do.
Yeah,
like I do. I still feel anxiety sometimes.
It's your response.
Every once in a while, if I'm like super stressed out or something, I'll take care of myself. I'll have a panic attack just out of the blue. It's just boom, there you go.
Yeah.
And I had when I was in New Orleans. It was just
right.
But it's over in literally less than 10 minutes, and then it's nothing. It's like it didn't happen. So
he is human.
He is human. If it bleeds, we can.
He's not a robot.
He's not a life from Rocky 3, I think.
Yes.
The Ivan Drago movie.
Yeah, I vaguely recall.
So funny, dude. So anyway, that's
man.
Yeah, but I think this is great. You have this. This was such a good idea for you to start doing this. I think you should keep going. I think you should keep going because it's really good.
I do this all the time. Like when I did the freaking 31 days of May thing after day 1 or 2, I was like, I ain't doing this. And then I did the 28-day challenge thing. I did 2 days, and then I just thought, nah, I ain't doing any more. But this one, I do want to keep doing it because I feel like it is. I don't know if I said it to you or Missy, but this feels like exposure therapy, man. 100%, because I know it's going to get easier. As much as I didn't want to do it today.
Well, I think it's true, and people will be able to follow you and see. Whether it's sitting in front of a camera, like taking live calls, that produces anxiety for you. The more you do it, the more it'll become normal. And it's the same principle that will apply if you can't get in the car and drive, or you can't go to the movies, or you can't go on vacation. The same principle will apply. So you will lead the way, my friend.
A couple of months, I'll be sitting there drinking champagne, and
you will. You'll be like, who was Dave Allen? Was he British?
Joe Rogan, what experience?
Right, exactly. The Billy Cross experience. I'll watch it. I'll tune in, man. So, anyway, brother. All right, I gotta get rolling here. So,
man, get some work done.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Good to hear from you, mate.
All right, I'll check you next time.
Take it easy. See you later.
Yep. All right, bye-bye.
Ciao, man. How many calls is that? I don't know how many calls we've had. We've had like 5 calls. Anybody else? It's 10:30 already. I can't believe it's been an hour and a half already. I must admit, I've had a few moments where I have felt a little bit offish, but who cares? Last week after the live stream, I sat and watched the whole damn thing back. Oh my days. What is wrong with me? Thank you for watching. Don't fuel it, call it. I shall keep up the good work, young man. This ain't my work. I'm just sitting here. Other people are doing the talking, man. If anybody else wants to call, numbers on screen. If you're in America. I don't know why I always say that. Like, let's have a German caller. Maybe. I know a little bit. I don't. You're welcome to call. So yeah, we're talking about panic attacks, kind of. And the fact that the reason that I decided to do a talk on panic attacks was because I've had 2 strong panic attacks in the last 7 days. After I said on the live stream last week that I haven't had a panic attack since I've been on my own. So I asked for it, didn't I? I asked for it. So I had them. I had a couple. And I expect I will probably have another. But I've been out a bit more. Like I said, I took my son for a haircut yesterday. Josh, if you're watching, I don't know. You're supposed to be moderating the freaking chat. But it's alright. Because people are being nice. So yeah. I took him for a haircut. Sat in the barbers with him for like half an hour. And I've got a call coming in, so that saved me from telling that. Hello.
Hey, Billy, what's up?
Who's this, man?
This is Andrew from last week.
Oh, again. Jesus Christ. How you doing?
God damn.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I am slowly chilling out. Slowly. We're getting there.
You look like a pro. You look like you should be doing talk radio.
Oh, yes.
And all you need is you need a pipe. You got to switch to CBD for just a pipe.
Good point. I've dropped the CBD. The last couple of days I've dropped the CBD because I think it's making me feel like I have my head up my own backside. That's what I can only put it down to it's just making me feel nothing, or just, I don't know what it's doing, but I've sort of tailed it off because I am maybe using too much, but I don't know. That's a discussion for another day. CBD, we'll have the CBD police on giving me hate. So yeah.
Hey, it's funny is that's what my brother does. He actually they legalized all marijuana in Nevada. So he quit his job working at a very nice hotel as a commuter chef. Now he works in a dispensary where they infuse the CBD and I guess all the other marijuana and all that stuff into chocolates and all that stuff. So I got my hands on some of the stuff, but honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I did the CBD drops, but I didn't. I don't think I got really what everyone was telling me was going to happen.
Yeah.
But one thing that was weird is, but when I stopped, if I did it for a couple of days and I didn't take it for a day, major panic attack would happen.
See, it's interesting you say that. Yeah, because I've been I've been having headaches. Like I've been off it for 48 hours now, and my head has been bad. And I know that happens because I've done it in the past. Like I've been using it for 8 months, and I know that when I've had a day off it, I get these mad headaches. That's bad, and it can only be that.
Honestly, I think it's like anytime you do anything that messes with your brain chemistry. I mean, whether it's caffeine or CBD, I mean, your brain just gets used to having kind of like a supplement, like in addition to, or it's getting a little bit of help, and then you take it away, and then all of a sudden it just freaks out on you while it tries to normalize.
Yeah.
So,
the topic. We're talking about panic attacks, mate, and we want to know your first ever panic attack. I want you to describe it. I want you to tell me the scary thoughts that you were having and all that jazz, unless it's going to trigger you to have another panic attack. But it's not.
No,
because you're cool. You're cool.
All day long, that's all I'm doing these days is I work and I go hunting for panic attacks. I'm just out looking for a panic attack so I can have it, so I can be like, okay, now I've had my panic attack, now I can go do what I need to do for the rest of my day.
That's it.
What's funny is I have one of those really weird memories where I can remember back to when I'm 4 years old. I can remember dates, times, what people were wearing, conversations. I just have an insane memory like that. And I can honestly remember being a small kid. And my father wasn't abusive, but he was definitely a screamer and a yeller and a very in-your-face intimidator kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I was a little shit, so he was completely justified.
I can tell that.
But honestly, I can remember as a kid, there would be times where he would be yelling and screaming at me and throw me in my room and go to bed, lights out, no nothing. And I didn't know it at the time, but I was having panic attacks. I remember I'd be freaking out, and even though I'm getting spanked every time I walked out of my room, I'm like, please, just I don't care. You could beat the shit out of me. Just don't make me go back in there. Let me stay out here. And they never knew what that was. And I experienced that even as a kid, getting in elevators. I had a phobia of that ever since I can remember. And then it wasn't until I had my big panic attack. I think I talked about this last weekend when I was on a freeway when I was 19 years old.
I don't remember that.
What
I don't remember you. I don't remember you telling us about that. Genuinely.
Oh,
or do I? Did you?
Maybe.
I honestly don't know. I've watched it.
I can remember it.
Okay.
Well, you got an archive. You can always go back and rewatch the highlights.
Make sure you watch the ads. Go on.
Exactly. Like I said, I can remember having them as kids and not knowing what it was, and then the first real panic attack where I was completely alone and by myself. Yeah, I got stuck on a highway in Las Vegas, just stop and go traffic, and that I was on a really high bridge, and the car was in park. There was no escape. There was no getting out of this. It was you gotta wait. There you go. And like I said, I called my mother, and no, I thought in that moment, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I felt like I was trapped. And then it was like, it's weird. When you have a panic attack, I always feel like, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Like, I feel like there's still a small rational part of me trying to just, all these what ifs, all these thoughts, everything's coming to mind. And there's like, they're coming in so fast, and you're trying to rationalize everything or show that it's irrational to yourself.
Yeah.
And you can't keep up with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what, like Drew was just talking about, like why that self-talk during a panic attack is bullshit, because you can't win. You gotta,
you've got to see it through.
The adrenaline has to.
You're gonna see it through.
And I think that's what's different now. And what I'm trying to do is now I have those panic attacks, and I'm not running from them. But what I do now is okay, I try and do my best. I float. I don't argue with the thoughts. I try to relax it into it as much as I can. And then when it's over,
mm-hmm.
I, at that point, really trying to do kind of the CBT work of, okay, what was I thinking? What was happening? And now let me try and rationalize what that was.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I would just be like, okay, well, I'm not doing that again, or I'm going to stay away from that, or,
mm-hmm.
Next time I'll bring someone with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, I don't know. It's it's terrifying, but it's not as terrifying as it was anymore. Just because
Do you think
now it's kind of, it's not out of. Well, it's not that it's not coming out of the blue anymore. It's because I'm
you're pushing
literally going out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm intentionally like, let's get a panic attack. Sometimes I get upset because I'm like, okay, I didn't get anxious, or that wasn't panicky for me.
So let's do something else.
So it's like exactly. Okay, now I got to go do something else. And then of course, then it starts to get that anticipatory anxiety. You're like, oh, hang on, wait a minute. This is a whole new monster. Now what if this one really kills me? So
yeah.
But I just kind of keep doing it, and it's like kind of what Drew said. It's just like, all right, just friggin' kill me. If it's gonna kill me, it's gonna kill me, because
because it won't.
The biggest thing with me too, I always think of I think everyone feels like I'm gonna lose my mind. There was times where I would feel like I'm gonna just somehow get amnesia, and I'm gonna forget who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then my wife pointed out to me, she was like, then that would be perfect for you. I'm like, how do you mean? She's like, well, if you got it, you wouldn't know who you are. You wouldn't know what panic is.
Yeah, that's it.
So you get to
problem
start
solved.
Over.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I was like, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But
you could play all them video games again, and you wouldn't know what happens at the end.
Exactly. I wouldn't have to go to the movies anymore. I got like a closet full of DVDs. I'd be like, these are new.
Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. Jeez.
Oh my God! When did they start doing this?
Yeah. Oh dear.
But that and then the only other thing that I've been dealing with lately, and it brings on panic at times, is I keep having this weird, like I feel like I'm going to go blind. That's like my new phobia. I'm just going to out of nowhere go blind.
Right. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Well, that doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
I had to look it up because I wanted to, I know this is the wrong thing to do, but I was like, I really need to know what actually causes blindness, especially out of the blue. And it's like heavy metal poisoning and MS.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, well, doctors checked me out. I'm clean.
Yeah, right.
And, and I'm not drinking anything crazy, so I should be all right. But
it's mad, isn't it?
Madness. It's madness, but it's normal. And, it is what it is.
That's it.
It hasn't killed me yet. Well, thousands of panic attacks later, I'm still here. You're still here. We're all still here. So it's definitely going to kill us. It's not going to drive us crazy. It's just, it sucks. It's terrifying. And, just trying to, just
kick its ass.
Grab life by the balls and get out. Just do it anyways.
That's it.
But are you having fun though? You sound like you're having a good time.
I'm all right. I would say the last 20 minutes before going live is the worst. That's the worst point. I just don't know what to do with myself.
Hey, that's what I said to you last week. I said, what's the scariest part of a roller coaster? It's the waiting in line.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
All the anticipation.
And then as soon as I go live, it's like, I don't want people to think I'm a complete idiot, so I have to just front it out and just get my shit together.
I want to say one of your videos or something you talked about. I think it was something maybe with your father, but you ever at a point where something that would most definitely give you a panic attack or give you anxiety, but somebody needed you at that point. You were needed to be strong. You had to be strong for someone else, and you just did it. Panic and anxiety was like completely on the back burner. It didn't even come.
I get it all the time, man. I get that all the time. It's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good, but it's bad. It's like... Go on.
Oh, afterwards, you're like, you kind of pay for it because you're like, what the hell?
Yeah. My dad had a blood clot in his leg. I think it was I don't know when it was. I have no idea when it was. Like last year sometime, I think. And he called me one Saturday morning, and I was feeling like crap, but he said, like, my leg's falling off, or words to that effect. And then I just shot to his house, like ambulance was there, and I just weren't even thinking about myself. But it's the same like when the kids are poorly, anything like that. It's just like, you don't even think about, or I don't think about myself. High pressure situations, stuff like that. It's just, I can deal with it. It's mad. Yeah.
No, I mean, I was dealing with this before I had kids, and I remember when my wife got pregnant with her first, I was like, happens if the kid ever needs me to do something or something happens, and sure enough, she was like 6 months old and she broke her arm. And I took her to the hospital. I rushed her there. I sat with her for half a day in the hospital, and anxiety, panic, it just wasn't there. Same thing with my wife, when she had to have a surgery. I walked into the room to see her, and I was freaking out in triage, waiting to go back to see her. And as soon as I saw the terrified look on her face, I just went into like, I'm Superman right now, and I'm comforting her. And it wasn't even that I was trying to hide my emotions; they just weren't there. It was just all about her, no one else. So.
But it was like when I got this house, like doing all this stuff. That was just like, I didn't give a shit about anything else. I had a mission, like get this house, get my daughter in it. And that was all I was thinking about. I didn't care about anything else. Nothing else mattered.
And maybe that's really what, why we have anxiety, or maybe we just internalize too much. We're too into our own heads. We're so concerned about ourselves. Yeah, and as soon as we externalize and we start putting someone else's needs before our own, we're not in that anxious state.
Yeah, I was saying to my dad earlier, I don't know whether I should say this on the stream, but I was saying to my dad earlier that, like, maybe when I was with my ex, maybe I was thinking about her so much, and like what she was up to when she was out, like, because I was paranoid, or like rightly so. But maybe that was taking my mind off myself, whereas now it's just me. So maybe this is a good thing. Like, I'm now dealing with my stuff instead of thinking about someone else all the time. You know what I mean? This is an opportunity for me now.
No.
To put myself.
No, it's
first.
No, it's like they say, like when you get on an airplane, which I've never been on, but I've seen it in the movies. If you're traveling with a child, you're supposed to put your own breathing apparatus on in case of emergency, and put theirs on, because you can't help someone if you're not in a position to help them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we all have to fix ourselves, and I think we're all good people. At least I assume we're all good people. We all care about others, and we care about our kids and our loved ones. But if to be for them, we have to be a little selfish sometimes, and we have to. I got to do this. Like right now, my son wants to go with me. Every exposure I do, it's just I'm getting in the car, and he's like, "Oh, where are you going?" I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, dude, we're not going anywhere fun. He's like, I want to go. And I'm like, I kind of have to do this by myself because I don't need you little crutch, with me. And, but it's, we fix ourselves, and then, from there, we can help everyone else. So
that's the plan.
But again, man, like I said, you're doing so good on this. Like, don't even if you get anxious, man, just get on and do it anyways, because you're good at it. And there's so many people that, I mean, you're helping, and it's fun calling in and talking with you.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's mad talking to new people and that. Like, I sit here spending time not speaking all week. Like, I barely talk to anybody. So this is cool for me. Let's get all my socialising done in a 2-hour period and just switch off for, 6 days. Perfect.
Yeah. Dude, we're all agoraphobics here. We don't really get out. Meeting new people is not something that we do on the regular. So, yeah, take advantage of it.
I'm enjoying it.
Right on, man. Well, I think I tied up the score, so now I think it's 3 Brits, 3 Americans.
It's 3-3.
3-3.
This is it now, and there's
my God.
Like, I'm supposed to be ending in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, then I gotta get off so we can have the tiebreaker.
I might do overtime as yet. I don't know. We'll see. I was hoping in a weird kind of way to have a freaking panic attack on the stream. How weird is that? That's twisted.
You want to have?
Yeah.
You want to have one, or you want someone to have one?
I wanted to have one. I was sitting here before I went live. I was just sitting here when that crappy music was playing at the start, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna have a panic attack on the stream because this is all about panic attacks, and I was just prepared. I was ready for it. Let's do this. But it hasn't happened yet.
Like I said, sometimes you go out hunting for one and you just don't find anything.
That's
You're like,
it.
well, what the?
That's it. That's
what the hell?
Yeah. Bring it on.
And then you're sitting on your couch, chilling, watching TV, and for no reason or the other, here it comes. You're like, really? Thanks.
I'll stop the stream, make myself a cup of tea, nice digestive biscuit, and that'll be it. I'm off.
There you go. Just keep your camera with you, and you can just, next time it happens, just pull it out and be like, here we go.
The GoPro is never far away.
I'm not fancy. I don't have any of that cool stuff. All right. Well, I'll let you go.
Yeah, man.
Sounds like someone's trying to beep in.
Thank you for calling
man,
again.
Take care.
Speak to you again, mate.
You got it.
Sure.
You got it. Bye.
So, that's it. 3 apiece. 3 to the UK. 3 to the USA. We have definitely got time for one more caller, man. If you want to call. Who's going to call? Ghostbusters? This is not the time. We're talking about panic attacks. How cool is this? Like, we're getting so many different variations of people's experience with panic and that. And that was what this whole damn thing was about. Like, anybody that watches this video, if you're not watching it live, if you watch it, like, after, then I'm pretty certain, if you've had a panic attack, that you'll be able to relate to something that somebody has said during this live stream. I don't know. I mean, we haven't got that many freaking viewers. Is it that boring? What do I need? Something in the background. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not even going to think. I'm going to read the comments. I was going to do something and I completely forgot about it. Oh, shite. I was going to. I don't know whether to save this for next week. We've got 10 minutes. Maybe if anybody wants to do this in the comments. So I was thinking of acronyms. And we had this conversation, me and my son, earlier. And I said I was thinking of acronyms for the word fear. Like, the most popular one that I know of, the acronym for fear is like false evidence appearing real, or something like that. So I was thinking, like, in the comments, if you had an acronym for the word fear, for example, false evidence appearing real, like, share it in the comments. I'll maybe read a few of them out if any of them are any good. But the one that I came up with was forget everything and run, because I was feeling that at the time. Anybody listening? I don't know. Is anybody going to call? Come on, man. I have got time for one more. If you're in America, no. If you're in the UK, it's 0121 318 6180. Or on Skype, just add Anxiety United. If you're in America, it's 011 44 121 318-6180. Acronyms for fear. Forget everything and run. That's all I could think of. Forget everything and run. Nobody's going to play, are they? I should have done it at the start of the podcast. I was thinking about it. Acronyms for the word fear. False evidence appearing real. Fuck everything and run. Anything? Nothing? Panic attacks? Nobody's going to call. Come on. Sorry, I went completely silent then. I was reading the comments. Fiona said, just before I said it, forget everything and run, she said it. So we are too similar. I don't know if I believe you. I think that was only my great mind that thought of that. I believe you. Of course I believe you. Oh, I'm leaving out Canada. I apologise, Kate. I apologise. How's it going, Drew? I'm not Drew. But I don't know if you're talking to Drew in the comments. I'm the other half of the Drew and Billy podcast. Hi, Deborah. I'm glad you're still here. How long are we going for? 1 hour and 55 minutes exactly. Wow. I've got 5 minutes left, guys. Nobody's going to call. I'm so disappointed. I'm actually not. Because it's been a long day. And as I've said multiple times, I've had a couple of panic attacks this week. Just crazy. I don't know what it is, man. Just, it's not been good. It's not been a good time. But, on a positive, I was not going to do this live today. I was not going to do it. Oh God, I was not reading your mind. Or was I? Maybe. I wasn't. So yeah, I wasn't going to do the live stream. I was that close. I think I said earlier, like that close. Maybe a bit closer. But I weren't going to do the live stream. I was sitting here thinking, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it today. But, once again, wisdom prevails. And it's you frickin' callers that obviously get me through it. Because if you weren't calling, I would not be doing it. I couldn't sit here for 2 hours talking. I probably could. Free emotion and rise. We'll take that. That's Canada's input. We'll take that. I did do it, Frosty, and I'm really glad it's helped. I could see that people were talking to you in the comments, and that's really cool, man. That makes it worthwhile, just having the frickin' stream running and people are getting support in the comments. Like, that's worth me just sitting here playing noughts and crosses or whatever. Wait. Falling, and rising. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Fiona's in Australia. Okay, we've never had an Australian call. I think that meant to say you tried, not that you're tired. You can't be tired. Frosty14 appreciates all of you. And we appreciate you for viewing, watching. And you've been here for a while. I've seen your comments earlier. So yeah. She's got to ring before me. Who's got to ring before you? Oh, rising. Oh my God. Maybe I should just keep my frickin' glasses on. Oh, she got to rising before me. We're not going to take any more calls then, man. But I am just going to sit here for 2 minutes. Because I'm not leaving early. No. We're doing 2 hours. I promised people 2 hours. Thank you, Gemma. It has been brill. I think I've lost about half a stone in sweat. I'm currently paddling. It's not been that bad. It's not been that bad. But I will admit that I ballsed up the stream because the scheduled one on the YouTube channel didn't go live when I clicked go live. I don't know what happened. So there may be people sitting there still, watching it, thinking, what is this guy doing? Well, the answer is, I don't know what I'm doing. Simples. Oh man, we've had 3 UK callers and 3 American callers, and you're going to leave it at that. I'm so disappointed. 3 Europeans, 3 from North America. I'll talk to you soon, Kate. Take it easy. Gemma thinks I need to dress up next time so people can't keep a straight face when they call. Wow. Any suggestions as to what I should dress up as? Come on. Before we go. It's party time. It's happy minute. It's not happy hour, it's happy minute. What should I dress up as? Do not say a female, because that ain't happening. Not on a Thursday. Fucking mermaid. Ah, dear. You can't call. That's okay. I'm only kidding. You don't have to call. Nobody has to call. I'm more than happy. A mermaid. But you won't be able to see my tail, so there ain't no point. All I need is a blonde frickin' wig. Innit? A fairy. Wow, Sammy. Thanks. A frickin' fairy. Oh, God. I knew it. It was always going to be this kind of suggestions. Slash from Guns N' Roses. That's brilliant. Batman. So yeah, we're going over, look. Jesus Christ. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun. I'm going to give it 30 seconds from now. If anybody wants to call, this will be the last call. If not, I am going. So if you want the podcast to stay live, then somebody's got to call. That's it. Come on. Well, some real great suggestions, man. I'm counting down. I know there's a delay. If somebody wants to call, you got to call now. And you are welcome, Frosty. I'm going to do this every week. And every week, I'm going to freak out before it. And maybe, I don't know, people might not call next week. Maybe we've had our quota of callers. But people can call again. Gemma, Steph, Kate. Oh, my days. We get a call. Hello?
Hello, it's Barbara.
Fucking hell, Barbara.
Just joking, just to wind you up.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
I don't know if this counts as 4 callers to the UK.
Oh, it really does.
It is Barbara,
it really
isn't
does.
it? It really is Barbara this time.
Okay, it's not Barbara, it's Jennifer.
How many people have referred to Barbara? Quite a few. I see Barbara's probably sitting at home watching this thinking, they are taking the piss.
Don't make me laugh. No, it's been brilliant.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Has it been good?
Yeah, really good. So good that I've called again in the same one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that is good. I was just reading comments.
I just did it spur of the moment. You said it's not going to be live anymore if someone doesn't ring, and I just rang and didn't even think about it. And Kate was like, "You're ringing again?" I was like,
right.
Yeah.
I just want to put him through this. Let's make him sweat some more. He needs to lose some weight off this chin. Jesus Christ. You're bullying me.
I know. Well,
God.
Andrew rang again, so, I had to do it for the UK.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're going to take it then. It's a win. It's a win for the UK, isn't it?
And what are you going to dress up as?
I'm going to just wear a Union Jack freaking outfit or something, maybe. I don't know.
You can literally just, paint a stroke down the middle of your body.
Yeah. I'll do that. Let's do this.
Have your family caught up yet with the live stream?
I don't know, man. My dad phoned twice. My son was messaging me and all sorts.
I was thinking, is that what they're doing? They're ringing you, basically, thinking, why aren't you on?
They're ringing because they were watching the scheduled thing. They were waiting for it to go live because half the viewers are probably relatives. Oh, well.
Yeah, I think
family.
I made up quite a lot of the viewers in my relatives as well, all
Oh,
watching
really?
the stream. I had to, like, so, like, scroll back, it's on there.
I'm going to be on telly. Quick.
Yeah, exactly. A few minutes of fame and I'm doing it again.
That's it. It's
no,
all
I'm
good.
gonna have to go now because it's a bit too much.
Yeah,
but
it's getting late.
I'll have to call in again on one of the other topics if it suits me.
You will, man. If anybody's got any suggestions for topics while you're on the line, Gemma. Come on.
Suggestions for topics.
It's tough, innit? I just thought of this one
I
today.
do think you're gonna have to do an agoraphobia one.
Yeah,
Because that's quite a big one in the the Facebook group, isn't it?
Mhm.
Is it a bit dark to do with a depression one?
No, it's got to be done. It's all got to be done. It's all got to be done. I think we need to do a symptoms one, man. People love talking about symptoms.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's the big one.
How about as well, like relating to friends and family?
Yeah, I was thinking of that. Yeah, we need something there.
Or the effects that it has on friends and family, and
yeah.
the guilt thing. Get really deep in a few weeks' time.
Bring a box of tissues with you for that one. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I won't be inviting my family to that chat.
No, don't.
No, it'll be really good.
We'll sort it.
Definitely, but I expect that 1 week you're going to be dressed as a poo emoji. I mean, I've done this twice now. Come on, I'm getting your viewers up.
After the mermaid, alright. I'm doing the mermaid
After
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mermaid. Full of glitter.
Oh dear, yeah, you know it. It's happening.
I really am going to go because people are going to start thinking I've got a thing for you.
That's alright, most people have.
They're going to start thinking I'm straight, so. But yeah. Brilliant. I've just dared myself,
dear.
but whatever.
I could have muted you. I could have put a trigger warning on maybe for that bit.
Trigger warning.
Christ.
Kate's gone bright red next to me. It's not even her that's speaking.
Oh dear. Quick go before we offend people.
Yeah, definitely. I'm taking you way over the 2 hours here.
I know,
I can talk for England.
I'm getting paid
for
overtime.
UK.
Just think of the mid-roll ads I can put on this. It's going to be big, man. Yes.
Think of the what?
Mid-roll ads, like adverts during the videos. I'm joking. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't do it.
But I'm going to go then.
Good. I'm sick of you.
See you later.
I'll talk to you again. Bye.
Can't get away from me. Bye.
Bye. That's it. The UK wins. 4-3. I'm not patriotic. I really don't care. I would rather be in Florida. And I will leave you with that. Episode 2 in the bag. I'm quite pleased with how that's gone. And I am going to go before anybody else calls. But thank you for watching, and we'll be back again next week. More viewers, man. I need to share this. Like, as soon as I go live, I need to share the stream, and we'll probably get more viewers, I think. But I imagine people drop in and out because we do talk quite a bit, don't we? Jeez. Thank you for watching. Frosty, if anybody's not subscribed already, you bloody well should be. So hit the button. Make sure you hit the little bell with the notification thing, or whatever people say. I don't know. Thanks for watching. I'm going to leave you there. Thank you. And I'll talk to you all soon, man. Take it easy.